All right, everyone, we're recording a promo for Pro Teaches Noobs.
Oh, what's a noob? Hey, you know who else is a noob? My mom!
All right, everyone, just forget it, okay?
I should probably get those books.
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today up with me, Pika.
Hey!
And today we're going way back to our very first, if I remember right, the very first BTN we did. Remember?
Yes!
Gotham by Gaslight.
Yes, back when I still wore this hat.
Yep. And that was a cute hat. But yeah, so there's been a follow-up. And we're gonna go through the first half of it, the Kryptonian Age. And it was originally announced as a 12-issue mini or maxi that got split into two 6-issue minis. But yeah, the big purpose of this, and I'm going to make this very clear, is a bit of an annoyance. Batman, it's not about Batman. It's about the Earth and setting it up.
Yeah, they are pretty much also using the name as a, well, what they usually do, marketing.
Yep, marketing. Yeah, so let's dive right in, shall we? On Kanza tribal territory, 1860. I would sing of your ships and their cargoes. The proud black ships of Manhattan, arriving some filled with immigrants, some from the Isthmus with cargoes of gold. To all that hitherward comes would I and welcome give. The stars are coming out. I did so miss them back in the city. All that smoke and soot made me feel like I was smothering. Now that's all behind us now, Martha. From here on out, not but open range and clean country air. Just about beats all, I reckon. And soon we'll have a place to call our own. Assuming we make it that far. Jonathan Kent, don't you dare put a jinx on us. You know perfectly well Chief Black Condor gave us permission to cross the Kanza territory. It ain't the Kanza that worries me. It's old Pegasus here. It's a little long in the tooth for a trek of this magnitude, and I fear his vigor ain't all it once was. Well, I suppose that makes 3 of us. Easy there, Peg. Don't take it personal. What's got you spooked? Nor forget to sing of the wonder. Look, there, up in the sky. Nor the comet that came unannounced of the North flaring in heaven. Whoa there, Peg! Whoa, dang it! Nor the strange, huge meteor processing, dazzling and clear shooting over our heads. A moment long, it sailed its balls of unearthly light over our head. Boom! Then departed, dropped in the night, and was gone. O year old model, with evil and good, years of foreboding. Martha! Martha, call out to me and say to me you're all right. Oh, good Lord in heaven. Year of comets and meteor, transient and strange. Jonathan, over here, come see. What in the world? What am I myself but one of your meteors? Excerpted from Year of Meteors, 1859 to 60, by Walt Whitman. Ooh. I've gathered your necessary accoutrements, ma'am. We off to the gala via the Narrows, if you be so kind, Holly. I will be fashionably late, as I have business to conduct. Look, it looks like they finally demolished the old workhouse to make way for, what do you call it? Progress. Watch the horses. I shan't be long. Spare a nickel for the child. I'm afraid I've none about me. I trust this will suffice. Silver dollars, saints above, I don't deserve it. Hush now, none of that. Now tell me, do you know your letters? That I do, ma'am, and arithmetic too. Or I can cook or clean or any honest work. And here, seek out this address. Tell them I sent you. You'll be cared for, both of you. Felix Home for Destitute Women. Look alive, ladies. The widow's abroad. Picked a quiet night for it. Not coincidentally. Any trouble? The usual. Dirty cops for the most part. Nothing we can't handle among us. That said, couple of Gotham's finest got liquored up and decided they was too manly for commerce. Rattled Jemima here pretty good. I shall pay them a visit. Has my doctor improved diligent? That he has, ma'am. Much obliged. And our nocturnal visitor? Well, now, things been real quiet in that regard. What I hear, ain't nobody set eyes on the bat in a while now. Not that you'd even known it. He was lurking right there in the shadows right behind you. And hell could be some foolhardy soul finally summoned the gumption to hammer a stake through his heart. But that's assuming he has one. Any word, bring it to me on times, dates, locations. As ever. You step careful now, Selina. As ever. Excuse me, madam. I'm afraid that the Kryptonian Age opening gala. I'm afraid this evening's event is strictly reserved for. I have an invitation. You may announce me. I see. Very well. My apologies. Ladies and gentlemen, may I announce Mrs. Selina, Lady Selina Kyle. Oh dear me, no. Scandalous. Humphrey, I must insist you object to her presence in this strongest possible terms. Yes, well, quite. Of course, one wouldn't wish to appear unseemly in such esteemed company. I hear the Kyle woman is the proprietress of a gentleman's club of exceptional discretion, if you take my meaning. I'm sure I wouldn't know anything about that at all. No. Lady Kyle, I was so sorry to hear your loss. Lord Kyle was a great man, brought low by a cruel twist of fate. I blame myself, of course. I fear my late husband. So here she married into the Kyle family. Late husband on years outweighed his passion. His constitution struggled to maintain the vigorous physical exertion demanded by his predicate inclination. Vigorous, quite. No doubt Lord Kyle's considerable fortune may bring you some solace in your time of grief. I understand you've been providing charitable contribution to fallen women of ill repute. I know, invariable. In my experience, reputations are more freely offered than claimed. Such women don't fall; they are punished. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Bartleby? Well, yes. I mean, no. That is, of course, one supposes that such must be matters of, how might one put it, exceptional discretion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. If you care to step through to the dining room, alas, I fear I made a terrible mistake in re-entering society too soon. Full apparitions have been cast upon me. Oh, if only my dear departed husband were here. Do you require a moment in private? Oh, if you would be so kind. I fear my grief has overcome my delicate sensibilities. My private office. Please take all the time you need, Lady Kyle. I've asked the porter to ensure you're not disturbed. You're too kind. Bit much in it. Waterworks like? This lot don't do subtle. Door. Right then. And let's get you out of those skirts. Oh! Remember, Holly, discretion. You're to be seen and not heard. Discretion's my middle name, innit? Flippin' ick. How's anyone supposed to walk in these things? It's called poise, darling. And how come you're the one gets a night on the tiles while I'm stuck in this preposterous paraphernalia? Wealth has its privilege, and I assure you, they're entirely preferable to the alternative. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Julie Madison of the Wayne Foundation. Thank you and welcome, one and all. Regretfully, my fiancé finds himself indisposed this evening. Mr. Wayne, therefore, has invited me to speak on his behalf and to offer his apology. As the new century swiftly approaches, doubtless we consider ourselves the very pinnacle of civilization. Yet we should caution ourselves against any such complacency, or dare I say, pride. Dazzled though we may be by such modern marvels as the electric light bulb, we would do well to remember that insight, ingenuity, and indefatigability have flourished through the entire span of human history, and farther back still into the shadows of prehistory. Balderdash, utter flummery, and free grubs in it. Flippin' stomach sinks me, and me throat's been cut. I mean, most assuredly, quite. Holly!
Joo, supposedly Selina has been discreet enough in her society presence that wholly acting out of character barely goes unnoticed. Barely goes noticed.
Exactly.
Although strange that no one notices that her hair color shade went from a dark brunette to a lighter
blonde. True, but probably because it's the hat.
Mm.
Oh no, there's a little thick sides. You're right.
Yeah, it's a kind of. There was something that my mother's grandfather used to say about saying, how do say that? Hullu ei huomaa, viisas ei virko. An idiot won't notice it, and a smart one won't mention it.
Yep. I've heard that one before.
Maybe
for too long, the theory of a lost age of civilization has been disregarded, dismissed, and even derided by the hidebound traditions of academia. Nonetheless, evidence exists and may offer us a precious window into the past. Over untold millennia, these few surviving relics and artifacts have been of the fabled lost age have been scattered to the winds, jealously hoarded or hidden away. Jealously hoarded or hidden away in private collections until now. At long last, the Wayne Foundation has, for the very first time, assembled numerous such artifacts under one roof. So tonight, together, let us leave our modern world behind and reclaim the long-lost wonders of the Kryptonian Age. One thing I love about this town, no one ever looks up. Uh-oh. Still no sign. She double-crossed us, I tell you. Knew we couldn't trust that witch. Cool your boots. The end there. Patience is half the game. Sure turn up if she knows what's good for her. As a matter of fact, I've been here for some time. As a general rule, I prefer to avoid stepping into a location before I've ascertained how to step out of it. Your lookout on the east balcony isn't the sharpest, by the way. And you're a sharp tongue for a woman. Alone, my claws are sharper still. Best not give me a reason to use them. Enough of this prattle. Do you have this trinket or not? The acquisition was executed with an alacrity, and if I may, a certain irrefutable panache, though, as I recall, inherent in our agreement was an understanding of mutual beneficial reciprocity. Reciprocity. What now?
Yeah, those.
Yep.
Yeah,
the money, knucklehead. She wants to see the money. 6 of us, 1 of her. What do you say we keep the money and the trinket bows? You honestly believe I'd be so foolish enough to waltz in here alone with the item in question upon my person? Please, but it's close by, I assure you. Very close. She's lying, I say. Murder ain't what we was hired for. And I ain't damn fool enough to cross them barbarians. Barbarians? Here, diamonds, uncut like we agreed. Now where's the damn trinket? Your treacherously inclined troglodyte may wish to investigate the content of his brass pocket. He's also not the sharpest, by the way. What in the name of... This ain't mine. Open it, you knucklehead. Good Lord. It ain't natural. Why is it glowing? Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. Now, at the risk of appearing indiscreet, I may be persuaded to part with 1 or 2 of these delightful diamonds in exchange for the name of your employer. Don't push your luck, lady. I'm just a middleman. And kill them all. Ah! Radium paint. This is no ring of Zhongli, but a cunning forgery. The exhibit was a trap set by the Batman. And bring me his head. Doof! You're entirely welcome, by the way. We have stilled the requisites' tongue. Now withdraw to the shadows. Acquiring the truth, the ring of Zhongli remains our only purpose in this accursed city. We must prevail, else all is lost. Should the weapon of the enemy fall into the hands of my lady, do not allow yourself to be taken alive. Now, yeah, we open up with Batman first. It may have led us a merry dance, Batman of Gotham. Yet, whatever your unspoken quest may be, none may stand against the League of Shadows and live. I shall grant you the mercy of a swift death. When you reach the gates of hell, tell them Talia al Ghul sent you. So how was that for the start?
Well, usual setup, reintroduce the world, and also kind of remind us from where we left off continuity-wise, aka somewhere in the Master of the Future, considering how Yuli is representing the Foundation, and she and Bruce are engaged to be married. Also, I kind of realized while we were going through, I was kind of mentally comparing this version of Catwoman to the, well, not Catwoman that was in the animated movie, and when thinking about how much of this took like inspiration from it, even if it was a completely separate story.
Definitely, I was definitely hearing Gray's voice throughout all of this. Not Gray. Who was she?
Jennifer Carpenter.
Yeah, Carpenter. Yeah. Professor Atom Strange, day 26.2. My dear Mr. Wade. Of course, I'm doing the Corey Burton voice. I am pleased to report that after much hardship endured heading south from Terra del Fuego, we have at long last reached our final destination, the very ends of the earth. Perhaps I should say the very edge of the ocean. Here we face a sea of ice. Conditions here could not be more different from those experienced in the jungles of Peru. The sun's warp is now but a distant and much longed-for memory. And where once we were immersed in a lush profundity of flora and fauna, here we find ourselves in a land seemingly bereft of life. Through the whaling port is a dismal affair, and its provisions meager. It provides us some opportunity to resupply before venturing forth into the great unknown, and perhaps more importantly, given the commission with which you, Mr. Wayne, have entrusted me, offer an opportunity to assess firsthand the outlandish tales of these whalers and sea hunters. Can't trump to a compass, lad. Spin you around it well. A very tale indeed that have brought us to this blighted place. Celestial navigation then, assuming the weather holds. Can't trust the stars neither, not down here, all right? Do you find the constellation occultated by clouds, or the aurora australis? You ain't listen to me. Tales of ancient ruins buried in the ice. The stars, they ain't right. Day 265. Though I advise caution and delay our navigator, the redoubtable Mr. Greenhue was eager to begin scouting the continental interior. Greenhue, anyone, call out if you can hear us. Alas, his team is now missing. Their search party has itself been engulfed by a sudden storm. I thought I had already feared the worst. I was naive. Good Lord, look there. Good Lord, the tales, they're true. It's all true. The truth of this place is far darker, runs deeper than I had ever dared to imagine. It's the find of the century, ruins of the Kryptonian Age. These wall carvings, okay, what do you think about this idea of the Kryptonians like ancient mythic lost races?
Well, it's not that far-fetched from the other idea that they were of an advanced race from the future that came back in time. Well, it's a different interpretation.
Now, to be fair, they are still from outer space.
Okay. So I suppose
someone came to Earth earlier.
Well, there have been other Elseworlds where that has happened.
Yep. These wall carving reminiscent of the astrological temple in Peru and the oracle chamber at Terme, yet far more geometrically precise. Another of your star maps, Professor. In a way, a map of our own star and planets, with Earth and Mars aligned. But what could it mean? Were they a race of sun worshippers? They seem to be making some kind of offering, or perhaps a sacrifice. Professor Strange, sir, over here. It's Greenhue, or what's left of him. Good God in heaven, run to Shunder. What could I possibly do this to a man? Enough! Enough! This is my city. And though life clearly means nothing to you, means everything to me. So tell me, why the killing? Why does the League of Shadows hunt these ancient relics and murder those who possess them? Tell me! Simply tell you. Do you think me so naive? Fine. Fine. I'll make you talk. I confess. I enjoy watching you cry. It's over, Talia. There's no need for anyone else to die. Talk to me, please. We speak indeed. Amateur. So what do you think about this Batman being a bit over his head?
Well, it makes sense considering how this brute only had 5 years of training abroad. So any improvements he would have needed to take during.
And remember how hard he was having time against the in the second one.
Yeah, the not Chevalier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, he had a hard time then too.
Yeah, not to mention he is clearly just wearing clothes and leathers. Not exactly something that has proper steel protectors.
And he's probably just dealt with regular Joe criminals and murderers.
Yeah.
Well played, Gothamite. I have learned something this night of complacency, humility, preparedness, and bears. For this, my thanks. Die well. Oh, mighty Barbados, here's your humble servant. Come now among us and speak your hidden wisdom. Go to church. Say your prayers. If you insist, they were summoning Barbados. Okay, that's a cute nod.
Yeah.
Forgive the Balmoral Castle, Scotland. Forgive the intrusion, Your Majesty. I fear there has been an incident. Is the royal estate presently afire, Miss Greaves? Are we invaded by the Turks? Have the American colonies perhaps admitted at last the folly of independence and declare a fervent desire to return to the bosom embrace of the Commonwealth? Given the hour, one may only hope so for your sake. An intruder, Your Majesty, in the crypt. The one's wits admittedly may be fogged by age, grief, and presently the deprivation of sleep. One recalls having guardsmen to deal with such matters. Indeed, a literal army of such. Quite so, Your Majesty. Alas, it seems they've proven insubmission to the task. Having attempted to intercede with the aforementioned intruders, several guards or parties fled in a fright. Whilst their sergeant at arms now believed himself to be, and here I quote, a teasing babe bowing for his mother's teat. The crypt, you say? The intruder, it would appear, is none other than your personal spiritual advisor. Of course it is. Fetch my slippers. This time you go too far too far. We are not amused, Mr. Constantine. Queen Victoria. Oh, this is Victoria, I believe.
Yeah, I was making mental notes that okay, not that one, not that one, not that one, and then it's just. I was mentally using the Doctor Who presentations, and it was a yeah, because that's easier. Yeah, it was the werewolf episode.
Yep. All right, Vic. Didn't expect to see you up and about. Don't mind me. Just nipped around a scratch and itch in this old institution, didn't I? I meant to keep it under my hat, but them thugs of yours were having none of it. We had words. I took steps. Way it goes, in it. Am I to understand, Mr. Constantine, that you have not only broken into my private estate, but ensorcelled a platoon of royal guardsmen to boot? Not all of them. Besides, they'll have a story to tell in the barracks, won't they? Not once it wears off, I mean. Assuming it wears off. If it's the crown jewels you're after, you'll find them in the Tower of London, which conveniently also serves admirable for the imprisonment of traitors. All right, don't get your knickers in a twist. It's the real treasure I want to know about, the one you keep close, secret plunder of the Empire. Aha! The question is, when did they start glowing? And what precisely is your interest in the matter? Everything of it. I don't know the details, not yet, but what I do know is every graveyard and from Tijuana to Timbuktu is predicting calamity and right soon. Whatever these relics are, they're connected to some ancient power. A power that wiped out an entire civilization off the face of the earth. A power that lay dormant for eons. And now it's waking up. So if it's all the same to your imperial majesty, I'll skip the nicety and ask again. When did they start bloody glowing? 1860. After the Carrington event. Bloody hell. Lucer was right. So now that we have, as you say, skipped the niceties, I believe we'll skip straight to the tribunal. John Constantine, you have been found guilty of treason, sedition, extortion, vice, blackmail, burglary, forgery, and vagrancy, and adultery, and idolatry, larceny, lechery, and depravity, gross indecency, and witchcraft. You're hereby sentenced to be hanged by the neck until dead. Do you have any last words for posterity? I think there may have been a slight misunderstanding. May God have mercy upon your soul. Wouldn't bet on it. Ah! If this is the afterlife, I'll be honest, bit underwhelming. Your reputation ever precedes you, Mr. Constantine, and it is not a reputation to engender trust. Fortunately, you are now officially dead, leaving you free to pursue exclusively the interests of the crown, unencumbered by past misdeeds. I knew you would let me down. No pun intended. I could use a clean pair of trousers, though. Our intelligence branch confirmed these whispers of a nameless peril to which you have alluded, and one considers that an unconventional threat requires an unconventional response. Never been what you call a stickler for convention, and on me. And in this matter, you will be our cat's paw, an unofficial agent of the crown. You will seek out this ancient power, Mr. Constantine, and you will assess its true potential, and you will seize it for the greater glory of the British Empire. What could possibly go wrong? You wish to be informed, ma'am. Master Bruce has returned. He is presently below stairs. Thank you, Alfred. I'll take this. Now go and get some sleep. If you absolutely insist, ma'am. Thrilling though it is to see in the dawn again. I've heard one should never brood on an empty stomach. Terribly bad for the digestion. I take it our ruse was successful? In part. The fake ring painted with radium. A thief took the bait, just as I planned. But she escaped. She? My goodness. And would this mysterious she be the reason you are presently half mummified in bandages? I'm afraid I haven't told you everything, Julie. For years now, wealthy collectors have been dying under mysterious circumstances. Accidents, suicides, no connection, except that each of them possessed some sort of ancient relic. And in each case, the relic simply disappeared. So you baited a trap and followed the mouse to its lair, a cat in this instance, but the broker who hired the thief was himself assassinated by the woman who'd hired him. So I'm given to understand that several ladies were involved in this evening's frivolities. I see. At least I know the name of the enemy, the League of Shadows. The broker called them barbarians, which, as I recall, is derived from the Arabic word Berber. Judging by their leader's accent, weapons, and facial tattoos, that's exactly who she is. A Berber, the Amazigh, people of the Maghreb. Unholy forces are at work in Gotham, yet their reach, it seems, spans continents. To what end? Stealing a magical ring? Bruce, tell me you're not actually starting to believe in that Kryptonian Age nonsense. I understand the power of suggestion. I know how to play on man's fear of the dark. But sometimes these are those fears are justified. Then let us hope Professor Strange's expedition may cast some light upon the issue. Cannot afford to wait. If Strange's theory is correct, there really is something out there waiting to be rediscovered and is being hunted for some forgotten remnant of the ancient past, from a lost age of gods and monsters and an age of miracles and wonders. Sir, up there, something watching us. One of the green hose men. It looks like it can't be a woman. It must be she's the one got a green hoe. What in the name of earthquake? Ah! Run! Help me! Ah! What? Who? Stay down. So what do you think of it so far?
Well, this decanonizes that other Wonder Woman story.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be-
Amazonia.
Yeah, Amazon. It was.
Which, to be fair, given how that book went, it's probably for the best.
Yes, it's for the best.
Yeah, and they decided to call it their own version.
Not to mention if Jack the Ripper was also supposed to be there. It was too many headaches.
Oh boy, that book.
Oh. I had such a Tom King rant on my yesterday stream.
Oh boy. Professor. Oh, it's Adam Strange.
Yeah, I noticed that at first. I was wondering when you're gonna notice it.
I'm an idiot. I misread it. But I don't want to say I read through these earlier issues.
Yeah, I haven't read these either until at least when they came out. I have found them where usually when I can read them, and that is usually months away from by now.
About a year ago. Because there was a gap of time between the two minis.
Yeah.
Professor Adam Strange, day 266. Before I proceed in my account, Mr. Wayne, I feel compelled to forewarn you of what follows cannot be challenged, and cannot but challenge the very bonds of credulity. Yet I swear upon my eternal soul that I witnessed these events with my own eyes. So even now, I struggle to grasp the enormity of their implication. Forgive me. I know you don't understand my words, but is all well with you? The moon. I never thought I would live to see her. Great beasts have risen from the ice, foul abominations from the earth's core. In this blighted hellscape, as alien as unwelcome as we ourselves, we would all of us have perished, met the same savage fate as our hapless navigator Greenhouse. Yet we were saved by another denizen of that hidden, monster-haunted realm that yet resides deep beneath the surface of the world we know, or think we know. That was unnecessary. Yeah! The cord of Hestia binds you to the truth. Let us put aside this needless anonymity and speak together plainly, you and I. You wanted truth, Skatarian. We owe you death for what you have done. Not I, brood mother. It was not I who slew your hatchling, even as they gorged themselves upon the blood of my fellow Amazons. My sisters fought in self-defense. Your brood instated greed. They killed each other, and that let there be an end to this cycle of vengeance. Hate, only hate for you. Give free rein to our hate, and it will be but carry us to the swift and needless death. The cord binds me to also. You know I speak truth. To call this stranger a soldier of renown in her own realm would be due to her scant justice, but she has proven herself so much more. A warrior poet, perhaps, or diplomat, envoy. Even now, the ichor freezes in your vein. Go back to the steaming pit that spawned you and nurture your remains of what remains of your brood. You do not belong in the sunlit world. Neither do you, Skatarian. The sleeper awakened. Father, the sleeper has awakened. Sorry. The doom that came to Krypton shall soon return, and it shall be your doom also. No, an ambassador. If that is my fate, I will face it. Go now while you may. We need not love each other to live apart in peace. Even now, in recalling what has transpired, I find the pen trembles in my hand as worlds fail me at the last. Let me be sentient then. The danger is past for now. So I fear a peril yet more dire waits us all. She is a wonder. I have Diana of Los Themyscira, the triborn of the five of the six, who long ago fled into the deep realm of Skataris, when the sons of Krypton first brought their doom to this world. I have ventured many months through great hardships and loss to rediscover the lost path to the sunlit world, that I may bring you this warning. The doom returned. Your civilization lies in peril, and I do not know if it is within my power to save it. Yet if the fates so decree, my heart demands that I shall give my life in the attempt. This do I vow. Did anyone understand any of that? Anyone know that language she speaks? Pure gibberish. It, sir, didn't catch a word of it. So if you notice different text font.
Yeah, different dialogue, different language.
Yep. Good evening. You may call me Malone. Matches! Welcome to the Black Cat Club, Mr. Malone. And would this be your first time with us? It would. The way I've heard story. Oh, you'll find the reality quite eclipses the stories, I assure you. Our consortium of consorts caters to every conceivable predilection, delights so diverse as to shame the imagination. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take it slow at first, shall we? Prolong the anticipation. Or are you looking for something special this evening? Forgive me, I'm new to all this. Never fear, Mr. Malone. I'm sure you'll find I will find you a suitable match. Follow me. Alone at last. Now let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we? These heels can be murder. I'll take that. I had the upper hand this time. Do you think I just give it away? No, I'd say I'll take it. The cowl suited you better. What gave me away? I know, man, all too well. How'd you find me? Your perfume. And you take pains to hide your identity at the museum, but that scent is distinctive and sold by only one perfumer in Gotham. Wealthy clientele, poor window security. All that trouble just for me. I suppose I should be flattered. Don't be. Men died because of you, and you're alive because of me. I say we're even. I'm not here for you, Selena. That's just as well for you, whoever you are. Turn around. As you were, ladies. I'll take it from here. This one proves more than you can handle, Selena. Just holler. We'll make it a party. Tempting as that sounds, I'd rather think Mr. Malone and I have some private matters to discuss. And I have a surprise for him. I'm not fond of surprises. If I may, for someone who spends his nights leaping across rooftops in an opera mask, you have a woeful underdeveloped sense of play. One of my more difficult clients, though I'll admit his presence here isn't entirely consensual. Less than talkative, despite my best efforts, and believe me, I can be most persuasive. The other zealot cult, their own throats rather than be the other zealots cut their own throat rather than be taken alive. Fortunate, this one was still conscious, and as it appears, I'm rather deft with a knot. Why bring me here? Because I want answers too. I don't like being used. Listen closely. I know you served Talia al Ghul in the League of Shadows. Tell me why you seek the ring of Zhong Li. Why are you so willing to kill for it, to die for it? Sleeper, awakened. That's all I've been able to get out of him. As I said, useless. If the museum exhibit was merely bait, where's the real thing? Understand? You're right. Try to steal it once. Take my word. It's well protected. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Just passing through. That's far enough, mister. This here's a private carriage. I'm sorry. I'm just heading to the cargo carriage. I need to check my apparatus. You're what now? My hot air balloon. The Green Lantern. I'm an aerialist, you see. That's to say, an aerial spiritualist. Now, this is Alice Scott, but he looks like Oliver Queen.
Yeah, it's weird artistic choice. The train is a dead giveaway on which Green Lantern origin this is, but the appearance-wise is, or maybe it's because they have recently given Alan a beard and a mustache.
That's true. Let us give thanks, should we not, for the miracle of margin ingenuity, and whereby I may rise up to the very edge of heaven and there commune with the spirits of the dear departed. For a price, I'll wager. Go take your flim-flam elsewhere, huckster, or I lose my equanimity. Come now, Mr. Welch. Anyone can see the gentleman is perfectly harmless. Well, that's mighty fine of you to say, ma'am. But a glance and it's entirely clear to me that you're an excellent judge of character, a gift which I myself just so happen to be blessed. Alan Scott at your service. Well, aren't you quite the charmer? With the finer manners than my Pinkertons, I must say. Ma'am, this ain't no gentleman here. And gentlemen here, will you back away and leave us alone and leave us in peace, Mr. Welch? Mr. Wayne pays for my protection, but frankly, I'll be grateful for a moment of civilized company. Don't be too hard on him, ma'am. It's clear the gentleman has only your best interests at heart. But you were right by what you said about character, though I really can't take the credit. It's not me, not really. It's the ring. The ring? They insisted I keep it hidden. But, well, where's the harm? Dadgummit, Mrs. Silverton, I mustn't sit. One more word, just one, and I'll throw you off the train myself. Here they call it the Ring of Zhongli. Many men die for it. They say before my grandfather claimed it for himself in Guangzhou in the Opium Wars. 30 years ago or more, it first began to glow and spoke to me in my dream. 3 times shall I flame green, it said. The first to bring death, the second to bring life, the third to bring power. Oh, so beautiful, otherworldly. What could it mean? I'm afraid I haven't the faintest notion. But as I said, it's like you. I can tell. But I've been warned to keep it safe. And that I shall. Hence the Pinkerton. Are you San Francisco bound yourself, Mr. Scott? I'm an aerialist, ma'am. I go where the wind takes me. It's coming swiftly now. All is ready. Await me. Or the sleeper awakens. I am Adam Strange, professor of archaeology at the University of Metropolis. I see now that you cannot grasp the meaning of my words. I've devoted my life to the study of ancient civilization, the rediscovery of forgotten ruins, and the reclamation of lost artifacts. Thus, take my hand, which I offer you now in peace. And by the sacred cord woven in the heath fires of Hestia, see the truth of my heart. Yet nothing in all my years of learned study has prepared me the fearful realization of Scataris, a savage world, as yet unknown to modern men, hidden deep, but hollow earth, in other words.
Yeah, this in Samuel Kira's place.
Hidden deep beneath the surface of the earth, shadowed by the eternal firelight of our planet's molten core. A lost realm of madness and monsters, of horrors and heroes. For there is a deep and sunless chasm upon an island and a sea of molten ore. I saw a city of Amazon, proud warriors sworn to mutual aid and self-preservation in a realm beset by monsters. And yet, for all its dangers, a refuge from the cataclysm that wrecked the surface world in eons past. The doom of Krypton, which unleashes the horrors of the otherworld and shifted the Earth's magnetic pole upon himself. All civilization laid waste. The survivors of Lost Themyscira had long eschewed the unspeakable science of the Kryptonians, embracing in its stead the divine magic of the old gods. Even as they fled deep into the heart of the world, they could not be saved. Yet, even as I was granted this vision of the ancient past, I sensed there was more. Far more was held. The Amazons must guard the secret of their return and redoubt, as they are hunted yet. It was their seers who foretold the return of the Kryptonian doom. Let them die, some said. The sunlit world of men was a long forbidden place, abjured. Yet one stood in defiance, a lone voice, compelled by conscience. Diana, daughter of the Queen. Who are we to thus stand by idly as innocents are slaughtered? Shall we but cast our eyes upon aside and tell ourselves we are yet worthy of grace? I care not if the gods would allow it. I will not allow it. 12 stood, and with her Diana's dozen. 12 Amazons to tame that savage realm and rediscover the lost path to the forbidden world of men. Yes, they found the plaza and the paths of the old were closed, fallen to earthquakes, tectonic shift, and worse. Their quest for sunlight became a battle for survival. and one by one they fell, with only one remained, only to find the last path to the sunset world and the ruins of their ancestral enemies, hated Kryptonians. One is one to carry the warning, for the scourge of Krypton did not die, but merely fell into slumber. And now the sleepers awakened.
And it's John.
Mm-hmm. Is he already up there to 4 now?
Yeah, it has been going rather slowly.
Yep.
Actually, like, something tells me that if they cut out some of the dialogue, they could probably condense some scenes to be shorter and tell more in one issue.
Yep. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Like, it clearly is who was that made some comparison sometimes that they try to make the comics too cinematic and more of a screenplays instead of comic story scripts. Like, there's a potential of a story there, but it seems like it's way too how should I put it? Too ambitious. Like, it's going slowly towards that point, but eventually when it's starting to run out of pages, eventually the story the ending would eventually end up getting rushed. That's usually what happens when you take your time in the opening and in the middle. The third act becomes rushed.
See what I mean, though, about how Batman doesn't cater that much into it?
No, Batman is more of a, well,
an instigator.
One of the supporting cast, someone who has been here most of the time in.
Oh, and there's the train crash. Alive. How am I still alive? Mrs. Silverton, don't fret now. I'll soon get you out of there. No, it's too late for me, Mr. Scott. None of that. Why, I have a hot air balloon all and created up in the cargo carriage. We'll be hot putting it back to civilization before you say Jim Dandy. No, please don't. You're a kind-hearted man, Mr. Scott, but please don't try to move me. I'm done for. Here, take it. While there's still time, the ring of Zhong Li. By the way, Zhong Li ties back to the Dragon and Green Lantern Dragon Lord, which was supposed to be one of the first people who actually utilized the original Alan Scott ring.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was tied to somewhere over there.
And notice he's being much like Abin Sur.
I'm
sorry, but before you go handing out Price's heirloom, you should know I'm not the man you think I am. Truth is, I'm not a good person. Everything I told you before was a lie. I never did commune with the angels, and I never even believed in them. I've lied and cheated and swindled my way through life. I tell people what they want to hear, and they pay me handsomely for it. I find their pain and their weaknesses, and I exploit it. I can't do that to you now. Not like this. It's dumb. For luck, I'm still alive, but I don't deserve to be. You talk too much. Hush now and listen. You're not alive because you're lucky. You're alive because it saved you. Take it. You now earn what you've been given. My time is short. The gates open. Remember what I have told you. 3 times shall it flame green. Once to bring death. Once to bring life. Wait, did you hear that? Someone's coming. We're saved. Find the ring. None alive. Please help me. I bring you peace. Shink! God in heaven! Mrs. Silverton, to keep deathly quiet now. And there's looters about. Mrs. Silverton. Oh no. Gotta get gone. Find the balloon. Get a fire going to get her aloft. Damn, but they see it. Hello, American man. Come to us. We will help you. We have us food, medicine, many good things. Huh? Well, that's mighty gentlemanly, kind of you, gentlemen. But I'm fine. Entirely splendid, as a matter of fact. So you just carry on about your business, and I'll be on my way. The ring! He wears it openly. Bring me our lady's prize and the hand that bears it. What remains we shall leave for the wolves. I feel obligated to warn you, I'm a spiritualist. I have conferred with the unearthly powers. Your very soul stands now in peril. Unhand me, sir, American fool. Impossible. One such as this could never wield. Ah! 3 times shall I flame, grieve. Once to bring death. My God, what have I become? Again.
It kind of makes me wonder now, how much of this is supposed to be Alan, and how much of it is supposed to be a composite of multiple different characters who just share Alan's name and origin.
All right. Ahoy there, Captain Gotham Custom Inspector. Asking permission to come aboard. Not like you get your feet wet, McKinley. We'd usually handle business port side and for legitimate cargo, aye. But as to our deal, I'll take what I'm owed out here away from prying eyes. And my price to look the other way, double now. That's so. Or maybe I stem on down the coast, see Metropolis where's a warmer welcome for my cargo. Kandaki, opium, narium, diamonds, rum from Corto Maltese. Ha ha ha. Aye, them metro dandies. I'll wave it on through and offer you free room for the night. Besides, with stone walls and iron bars, maybe we got up on the wrong foot here. Let us put in the port and we can settle this over some of that rum. Port side ain't safe. The bat's been tearing our whole operation apart. They say the bat can't be killed. Say it's a vengeful spirit summoned by the heathens for what we done to them. Like a shadow coming alive to drag a man screaming into the sky. Folks who've seen it, they ain't the same after. By God, you Gothamites are a cowardly and superstitious lot. The bat's not but a man, so don't you fret. Unless you think he flew across the harbor on his little bat wings. As for myself, I'll plot my course by reason and rationality. For I don't believe a man can fly. Heaven help us. Unlikely. He ain't no devil, just a man after all. And a man can bleed. Free our captain, for we got you like a fish.
Okay.
Take a breath, Captain. That's it. And another. There. Feel better? Good. You smuggled assassins into my city. So if you ever want to take another breath, you're going to tell me everything you know about the League of Shadows. Antarctica. Professor Adam Strange Day. I confess, I don't know what day it is, nor the week, nor month. Time fleets by in a dizzying world. All about high strangeness, abound, with profundity proliferating seemingly by the hour. As to which certain revelations have been made to me, which I dare not commit to this journal, for I cannot know whose prying eyes may yet fall upon its contents. Suffice to say, I have been made privy to the nature of the threat now facing man, or should I say facing humanity. Alas, in this polar extremity, there is no telegraph line, no Pony Express, no means by which to communicate the urgency of the warning, not to yourself, Mr. Wayne, nor to our president, as is due, nor to the kings and queens, sultans and emperors of our world. It is with great agony, therefore, that I must tear myself from the greatest archaeological discovery of our modern age. I leave behind your charter and her crew, who shall continue the work, yet barely begun, of mapping and cataloging these newfound remnants of the lost Kryptonian Age. Our wondrous visitor, Diana of Lost Themyscira, journeys with me. Or rather, I was her, for I am but a witness, she the messenger. Her abilities continue to astound. Not only feats of superhuman physicality, hardy and fortitude, and selfless compassion, but additional displays of the most depth mental acuity. No sooner had she begun to gather the rudiments of our English language than she devoured with great alacrity those few tomes and textbooks with which our meager encampment was furnished. Though they had not set eyes on the fairer sex in many months, I must commend our crew, for conducting themselves with only the most gentlemanly of compartment. Alas, the same cannot be said for the grizzled hunters and salty sea dogs populating the icy continent's sole whaling port. No! Oh dear. Problem? I shall not lie with these men. Now they understand, yes? I'd say you communicate your position on the matter with Admiral Precipity. A circuitous passage on the Eclipse, a laden whaler due to set out for South America in 2 days. I offer you my thanks, strange Adam. I understand this undertaking. It is a hardship for you. This vessel, it will carry us to your kingdom. And I'm proud to say we did away with king some time ago. We have something far superior, a president. Though my realm lies half a world away, the journey will take months, I fear. All I have endured, the friends I have lost, only to find myself yet in a wasteland and sea and salt water. It is not in my nature to be, what is the word, a passenger? You are clearly a great many things, Diana, but I fear for the man who ever dares call you a mere passenger. Very well. We let us set this vessel. See this vessel. I will stand with her warrior. Should we be beset by siren, or God forbid, a squalosaur? I'm not sure we have those. My patron, Bruce Wayne, is both highly esteemed and supremely well connected. I have little doubt he should be able to arrange an audience with the president. He sent you unprepared to the very edge of the world. What manner of man is this Bruce Wayne? Much like any other, I suppose, just richer. Then let us be wary. I know your heart, strange Adam. The visions I have shared with you, they carry a warning, yes, but also the secret of a dark and terrible power. Metropolis, a power too treacherous to be entrusted to the wills of mortal avarice. Lex Luthor wants to buy the planet? I'll be tarred and feathered sooner than suffer it. I'll prostrate myself across the tracks of his ambition. Golly, Miss Lane, you surely can stoke a fire. Here, how's your shorthand, Jimmy? I'm feeling an opinion piece coming on. Oh, boy. And Luthor is a villain, a robber baron of the very lowest character. Why paw aside the veil of wealth and ingenuity, and you'll find naught but a stone-hearted union buster, one who has on countless occasions deployed gun thugs and saboteurs to drive honest ranchers off their land, prospectors off their claim, and railroad workers off rival lanes. If you prove it, I'll print it, Lois. Meanwhile, our lawyers are still fighting fires from the last time you vented your spleen on the subject of the esteemed Mr. Luthor. I see a huckster peddling bunk. I debunk. I see a fraudster flinging flim-flam. I flattened it. You know the depth and span of Luthor's morale and turpitude as well as I. And if he make of this newspaper a mouthpiece for his Machiavellian machinations, why, I say it's our duty to gum up the works. Let truth and justice be our watchwords here at the Daily Planet. Now, I'll grant you that such times may not have defined the American way, but if we are to make of these United States a more perfect union, then by golly, I declare that we by our own hand, must make it so. For it is not we, then who? I ask you, who? You get all that, Jimmy? I got a little lost after flim-flam, Mr. White. So you heard right. Luthor's making a bid for the paper, and the board seems open to his offer. Extortion and graft. I doubt. Vanilla vampires. Every man jack of them. I'm just a humble editor, Lois. Out of my hand. It's out of my hand. Unless you finally got something on Luthor that'll stick. I'm onto something, Perry. I can feel it in the back of my teeth. Luthor's long employed men of low character to rough up the competition. But now he's plumbing the depths, recruiting directly from death's row. The vaudeville villainess, the Cajun crocodile in the dead shot. So Harley, Croc, and Deadshot.
Kind of nice callback to the original Deadshot costume where he wear a top hat and suit.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Luthor's round up a squad of convicts. How? He's got the state governor in his back pocket. That's how. The problem is proving it. My source at Blackgate Prison daren't go on the record. Why? Where's the question? Maps. Jimmy, quick, as you can. Democracy hangs in the balance. Yes, Miss Lane. Luther's been buying up all mines all across Kansas. Worthless claims and tapped out veins. Every last one of them. Yet even so, he paid top dollar. Says he's digging for emeralds. But there's emeralds in Kansas. I'm the Queen of Sheba. He's recruiting the worst of the worst and expending huge resources for zero return. Now, does that sound like the ruthless capitalist we know and love? And he's hiding something. I aim to find out what. And I can't do this from Metropolis. Get me there, Perry. Slap bang in between all these dubious endeavors lies a quiet little and one-horse town way out in the middle of nowhere. And Luther just built a railroad through it. I don't know, Lois. This is pretty thin. Oh, jeez. Pretty thin soup. Alternatively, if you prefer, I can remain to haunt these hallowed hallways and offer my insight in person daily, right up until Luther pulls the paper out from under us. I'll cover expenses. Take all the time you need. Settle up, Jimmy. We're going west, young man. Luther, Minehead, Kansas. Welcome to our grand enterprise, Mr. Stone. Get it?
Yeah, and kind of, yeah, well, Castadalex, yeah, and Lutherville, yeah.
No, I did that, Mr. Stone.
Yeah, Mr. Stone, yeah, it's Silas or Victor.
Yep.
Age of the age, probably Silas.
Yep.
Unless it looks younger. But,
and I'm sure you can imagine, Mr. Luther's time is precious. Any excursion that compels me beyond the drab walls of the office is to be welcome, Miss Graves. I must say, it's an impressive operation you have here. Although, good Lord, are those men being stripped and searched? Precautionary measure, contractual stipulated, perfectly legal, I assure you.
Huh.
But nevertheless, it strikes as rather unsavory. Am I to consider your employer a mining magnate, then, or a railroad baron, industrious inventor? All these and more, Mr. Stone. I am the herald of a new age of man. Victor Stone? It's Victor. Allow me to introduce Lex Luthor. An honor, sir. Yes. Your electrographic patent application caused something of a stir, I fear. My superiors have deemed it implausible. It is entirely plausible, and your superiors are your inferiors. However, the patent and its subsequent contention was in truth merely a ploy designed to bring you, Mr. Stone, to me. Me? I must confess, I'm altogether at a loss. I have here no shortage of strong arm and quick trigger fingers. What I require are nimble minds, sufficient to grasp the enormity of imminent potential. Are you proposing some sort of partnership? Ha! No, that requires a variety of intellect. No, and what I seek is an assistant, one merely capable of keeping up. Your paper on the integral quantization of electron energies showed some early promise, flawed and incomplete though it was. You are wasted as a mere patent clerk, Mr. Stone. You have met the limitation of your station. My station? I'm an American, sir. I intended a compliment, and not a practice at which I am adept. Come see for yourself. See what, Luther? What are you on here and working on here? What are you building? The future, Mr. Stone.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
No, that would actually be first few things that come to mind with the. Okay, yeah.
Yep, Superman showed up.
But I don't recall him wearing exactly like this.
He's a sheriff.
Yeah. Shot the sheriff.
Good Lord, Luther. How does he live and why does he not fall? It defies the law of gravity. Not gravity, but time, Mr. Stone. The way I deduce both to be mere expressions of the same underlying equation. Isaac Newton may have scrawled a crude first draft of gravity's law, but I assure you that finer details escape him entirely. that prize falls to me. What have you done to this man? It is an object of study, nothing more. But if you are to join me in my great endeavor, it is necessary that you first grasp the epical significance of my discovery. For 3 decades, and more, I have studied the phenomenon caged before you. In doing so, I have deciphered the hidden laws that govern our treasure, and soon the means by which such laws may be entirely overthrown. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Quite unexpected. It was in the September of 1859 that the path of my life's work was to be set. I had taken it upon myself as a young man may in idle hours, to determine the chemical composition of the sun via simple experiment in spectrography. Thus, it was by chance that I witnessed the Carrington event, a solar flare of such magnitude, it blew our telepathic wire and summoned forth dazzling auras across the globe. And more significantly, the eruption dislodged an ancient object from its long and lonely solar orbit and sent it careening across the void. 1 year later, the object fell to Earth. So actually, they are from Earth.
Ah. Huh. Okay, that's good. There's clear creativity in taking the usual parts and reshuffling them to work in a different kind of context.
Yep, the great meteor of 1860 was no meteor at all, but something else entirely. Its arrival awakened an archaeological relic that had long absorbed my attention. Suddenly it surged with power. As good fortune would have it, I lost not but my dignity. And his hair. My laboratory assistant, however, was caught within the inmost radius of the otherworldly effect, and thus he has remained, electromagically frozen in a flash. The poor suffering soul. What is his name? I fail to see the relevance of the question. The name is entirely inconsequential. Garrick, was it? J. Garrick. Makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much in this universe, they are mostly
J or Max.
Yeah. Considering how they are using Alan and Ye, it's pretty much they are not building a Justice League. It's more of a Justice Society version of
right.
Team Up.
But this is unconscionable. Surely we must seek the means to free him. Why on earth would I do that? I see all about these new equations of yours. Mass and energy, space and time. But what use are the meteors and mathematics when a man's very life and soul hangs in the balance? Have you no decency? I tell you it was no meteor, but a product of an artifact of a device. A key to unlock unprecedented power, invisible transmitter power, and transmissal power. By my calculation, it fell to Earth somewhere in Kansas. After decades of search, my agents are close to triangulating its location. And with it, I shall harness for all of mankind the Ramesian fire that rages at the heart of creation. For all mankind, Luther, or for yourself? You have kept J. Garrick a slave to your ambition since the very day our fathers war to end such evil. I shall play no part in this iniquity. Indeed, I shall bend every sinew in seeking its redemption. I bid you good day, sir.
Remedy.
Right, remedy. Sorry.
Oh,
right. I offer you a place in history, yet you and not the metal to meet it. Put aside this petty church morality. It'll suit a man of science. I said good day. Leaving us so soon, Mr. Stone? Not a moment too soon, Miss Graves. You shall be hearing from the authorities. Oh, I very much doubt that. The search continues, I take it, for a technical assistant. Yes, so Mr. Stone may yet find us as a test subject for my remote detonator, among other things. Boom!
Yeah, before the New 52, Cyborg's origin was a car accident.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Still no word from my Pinkerton. Edith Silverton's train never reached San Francisco. As for your fortune, I say it's more than improved its utility in that regard, not least in improving upon Alexandre Leroy's fearful design, though the bat wings may be a bit out of touch. I blame myself. Oh, sorry, I misread it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It
Yeah.
blended in. It blended in too well.
Yeah, I was kind of also, but
You almost
realized
right?
too late. I should have said it. Too.
Yep. Don't worry. We both realized it. I blame myself. I was a fool to delegate the responsibility to hireling to hide behind my father's fortune. The Batman is a necessity, Bruce, but he cannot be in all places at once. Then it says, as for your fortune, then the Batwings are entirely necessary. The boiler has reached an optimum pressure, Master Bruce. Very good, Alfred. I've stored all the coal she can carry. Enough to get me home, I hope. Take care. Don't worry about me, darling. Gotham will just have to endure without him a while. Upon the topic, Alfred, a thought occurs. Formerly, you served with British intelligence, did you not? I was indeed embroiled in what Kipling termed the great game, that of countering the wills of the Tsar. Though I'm afraid it was many years ago now. Nevertheless, Gotham needs a protector, and you'll find me an avid student. Let us begin with the art of the blade. She actually becomes this world's huntress.
Yeah, interesting choice.
And look what he took. Look what he replicated. I think it makes sense.
Going from Master of the Future. Yeah, the blueprints and the skeleton for the, would you say, Batwing or Batplane was all there.
Exactly. Where am I? Hush now, Mr. Stone. You had your moment to speak. Now you're going to listen. There was a dreadful explosion several weeks ago now. It was only with the benefit of my time intervention that you survived. Well, most of you. God, it hurts. Why am I not in a hospital? Really, you should be thanking me. You're about to become one of the great pioneers of history, venturing forth into as yet unexplored realms of human experiences as an entirely new form of being, the very pinnacle of human evolution, the melding of mind and machine. No! What have you done? Whatever I wish. Since I had you declared dead, you're now simply raw material. To do with as I will, for as long as I care to. I imagine the pain must be quite extraordinary. I can offer you morphine, but first, there's something I'd like you to do for me. You monster! That's the spirit. I'd imagine you'd like to strangle me, wouldn't you? Picture it clearly in your mind. Your hand reaching out, seizing me by the throat. Your grip tightening, squeezing the life out of me. That's it. Good. Very good. The mind commands and the limbs obey. God's teeth, Constantine. You've badgered the table. What's your secret? First rule of poker, mate. Play the players, not the game. One last game, no takers. I want to sit around playing with myself. I have stayed in my cabin. I would take the measure of you, John Constantine, and quite place that accent, mate. And I've been around. Do I know you? None do. I am a stranger here. What do you do if I'm a stranger with a mustache?
Kind of something that makes him stand out even more than with the medallion.
Yeah.
He's dressed.
Gotta say, that's a fine bulb around your neck. Friends of mine got one just like it. Its aura clings about, and you still. It draws me here. Yet I sense you have but the merest notion of the medallion's true origin, its purpose, or its power. So enlighten me. No, your inquisitiveness will be your undoing, John Constantine. You would meddle with forces beyond your ability to comprehend, let alone control. Story of my bloody life, mate. And thing is, for a bloke I've only just met, you seem annoyingly well informed, which makes me wonder who are you working for? The Russians, the Turk, the bloody French? As you say, one plays the player, not the game. I hunt a man, a powerful man. I would glean what you know of him. It sounds like maybe we could help each other out then, seeing as I like to know more about the medallion, and you're not so well informed after all. Not yet. Hey! There. It is done. I have gifted the sum of your knowledge, and its measure is pitifully small. You chase phantoms, John Constantine, miss in misdirection. Oh, not phantoms. A demon! And the demon you seek has many hands, wielding many blades, and its head will most likely take yours. I know this because you know this. So why do you persist in this charade? Because I did my time serving Queen and country. Never again. I know what empires are capable of. You have no idea what empires are capable of. Oi, hang about! I'm not done with you yet. What about our deal? Well, bollocks. Now he's in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
Roll up, roll up. Behold the miracle of the Green Lantern. There I was, gripped in death's clutches. Evildoers advancing upon me with murderous intent. When all of a sudden, I felt an otherworldly power rise up within me. St. Elmo's fire! The mystic flame set my attackers reeling. I filled my aerial apparatus to carry me here, as if by wind of its own making. Why, Smallville? You ask, what lofty purpose summoned me hence? Who can say? In search of the answer, let us ride together into the heavenly Fairmont, and there to commune with the higher power, and all for the low price of just $3 a head. Weather permitting? I'm Alan Scott, as I live and breathe, that notorious purveyor of hot air, a wind of your own indeed. Ah, crap. This low is lame. Such rare delight that we should meet again. Speak for yourselves, folks. Who'd like to see a live demonstration of this man's purported power of the paranormal? Yeah, show us. Very well. Abracadabra. Illuminate. Flame on. It seems St. Elmo is otherwise occupied. Try running your scam on the local sheriff. I'm sure he'd be fascinated to hear you were run out of Metropolis for fleecing rich women. Miss Lane, please have mercy. By all accounts, the sheriff of Smallville is a fearsome fellow, and I'm just trying to make a living here. Make it an honest living, and we'll have no quarrel. Truth and justice, Mr. Scott. But a reputation for this mysterious sheriff we've yet to meet. They say the man's never lost a fight. Maybe he's on Lisa's payroll, like in every other town around here. Or maybe he's just lucky. If there's any truth to the stories I've heard since we got here, the sheriff of Smallville must be just about the luckiest man alive. Uh-oh! $5 for one measly telegram to Lucerville? What do you think? I fell off the stupid wagon and hit every branch on the way down? It's a standard fee, sir. As I try to explain, what if I ain't got $5 on account of having lost it to cars and whiskey? You ever think of that? Well, then I'd say we have an issue in need of resolution. Perhaps the bank might be persuaded to extend a line of credit. How about I extend a line of your innards that resolved and the issue and to your liking? And that's enough. Step away. Well, look what the cat drug in. And spat out. You a pass for the laws around here? Hell, you don't look like nothing at all. Walk away, long man. You'll do otherwise. Oh, I take it back. It wasn't Harley then. It is Joker.
Huh.
Ask. Or maybe not.
No, there's no sense of humor in it.
No, you're right. Then who could this be?
The mutton chops or sideburns, which whatever you want to call the bully song, would make the case with being Captain Boomerang, but hey, no boomerangs.
Mm-hmm. All right. You ain't out of it, sir. This ain't no concern of you. making my concern. That's a fine tale, go. Be ashamed to put a hole in it on account of $5. Drop your gun belt. I guess you don't know me. And get behind me, Jimmy. That you really think you can clear your holster before I pull this trip? Ah! Called me out and called me outlaw, man. That was a mistake. No, wait a second. Bing! Ha ha ha! I guess I do know you, who you are, from the poster of the Wild West show. You're the one they call Deadshot. You're about to learn why. Hold up a second. You hear that? Sounds like a stampede. Pardon me. I do apologize. It's prairie dust. I was just out of the. Oh, there a problem, Deputy Ross?
Huh.
It looks like it. And how's it look like, Sheriff? Deputy Ross. So this is your sheriff? He ain't even wearing a gun. Ha ha ha. Well, to tell the truth, I've never been terribly fond of the thing. I always say if a dispute can't be resolved with a reasonable exchange of opinions, then really, what hope is there for? Wait, that dumbass sheriff? He ain't dead. Hell, he ain't even shot. You missed him. The hell I did. So clumsy. Tripped over my own boot. Such a lucky thing. Bam! Bing! Ah! My gosh, would you look at that? A double misfire. It just goes to show you can't be too careful when it comes to the handling of firearms. Mr. White is never going to believe this. You know, Jimmy, I'm beginning to wonder if the sheriff's reputation might be well earned after all. Ah! Bruce!
Yeah, huh?
What do you even say about this reoccurring bit of the What do you think about that
It must be
reoccurring?
a character thing that he has. Most of it is of him have when he's just thinking or responding, or maybe it's just the sound that the cogs in his head make when they're moving.
Well, I'm saying it's been repeated a couple times already.
Most versions have it do the same thing. I think it went too far.
No. Anyway, but last issue of this half.
Okay, it's been long enough.
Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, Arabia. We tracked the spy from the port of Jazin, my sheik, in a humble tea house in Wadi Dwauser. He spoke brazenly of matters that should only be whispered. He spoke of the demon and the sleeper. And you saw it fit to escort this spy to the gates of our hidden redoubt? My lord, he spun a golden web of words in which I felt you may wish to hear. Fool! The trickster has clouded your mind, made you his servant, and you have led him to the very quarry he seeks. To me, it wouldn't be too hard on him. I sort of got the gift of gab. John Constantine, flatterer, deceiver, peddler of petty parlor tricks, the laughing magician. Billy hell, you've heard of me. I've heard, and I know more of your line than you know of yourself, Englishman. Why should I not simply open your throat? Because you're a sharp eye and a keen mind. Admit it. I've got your curiosity piqued. My patience tested also. Still, if you truly believe I was Queen Victoria's man, you'd have killed me before I got off the boat. So, an avowed turncoat begs my trust. When you put it like that, it doesn't look great, I'll admit. But I've come a long way to find you, and it wasn't an easy play. Had to pull in a few favors, and frankly, nearly have my throat cut more times than seemed strictly necessary. Your manner is irksome. Speak swiftly and to the point of what value you are to me. See, I'm what you may call a collector of tall tales. They make a colorful tapestry, and I'm pulling on the thread that weaves them all together. That thread is a man. The earliest account referred to him as Abdul al-Hazard, servant of the great old one, who transcribed from his own fever dreams the book of the names of the dead. According to Dr. John G.D., it was Al-Qadim who burned down the library of
al-Hazred.
What?
No, wait.
Al-Qadem.
Sounds similar.
No, it's a different person. It's a different person.
Yeah.
Burned down the library of Alexandria, so none could learn the terrible secret locked within its depths vault. The means to cheat death. If we're to believe Marco Polo, which admittedly is rarely advisable, Our mystery man was no Arab at all, but the bastard of a Japanese sensei, exiled to the West for meddling in the dark arts and raised in this court of a nameless sultan. In the Nizaris of Amal, he was Hassan Sabah, the old man of the mountain, founder of the legendary League of Persian Assassins. During the siege of Malta, the knights and hospitaller called him Dib al-Bar, the Seawolf, a ruthless Barbary corsair, scourge of the Mediterranean fleet, who rose to power in Andalusia before the Christians won it back and burned all records of him. They say he fled into the dead lands at the heart of Arabia, and there to stand guard over the fountain of youth. Others claim he never left or died and was reborn. Plus, there's Lazarus, the wandering Jew, Le Comete, and the Saint German. Of course, these tales came centuries apart. They couldn't possibly all be about the same man. Could they? Whatever the truth of it all, there's one thing I'm sure of. Out here in the desert, a shadow cult stands watching over an ancient power. The cult is a demon with many hands wielding many blades, and the head of the demon is Ra's al Ghul. There's just one problem. Whatever you're guarding, it's waking up, and Queen Victoria wants it. See, that's where I come in. I'm damned if I'll let the Empire get their hands on a power that nearly killed the world once upon a time. I may have Victoria's ear, but I'm still just one bloke. I'm out of my league. I need yours. So what do you say? Do we have an accord? Kill the Englishman, burn the body, and scatter the ashes to the wind. Wait, what? What about the man in black, the Kryptonian medallion? And was he one of yours? Because he can do things even I've never seen. Hold. Tell me of this man in black. Professor Adam Strange. Forgive me, Mr. Wayne. All I've written here is for naught. Alarm! Raise the alarm! We've a monster below deck! I should have gone in her stead. I should have been a man. I saw it lurking in the shadows. Some awful thing crawled up from the deep. Yet I merely stood by. Green as a bloated corpse it was, and its eyes, God help us, its eyes aflame. Go a hold of yourself, man. Have you been at the rum? And now all is lost. Show him gentleness, strange Adam. This man knows true fear. She is lost. I swore to protect this vessel, and I shall. If indeed we carry a stowaway that is not of your world, then perhaps it is one of mine. Show yourself, hidden one. Be not afraid. Offer peace, and I shall share of it gladly. Offer war, and that is another matter. You are not like these lesser mortals. I am as the gods made me. Thus are we all. Interesting. Your heart is open, yet your mind remains guarded. You are no goddaughter of Krypton. Abjure the name. Their heedless arrogance wrought only doom, and by our seers would again. I have vowed to preserve life, should the blessed faith allow. Some Iscarian dead. Strange. I have thought your people scourged from this world. And so much the better. We are both of us strangers here. Not enemies, perhaps, but allies. Aye, and what matter if ally sneaks aboard uninvited, bearing the crap of Kryptonian around his neck? The weapon of the enemy may be turned against its purpose. Yet does not this very vessel carry relics of that fallen empire? History speaks its truth in old stone. As for your own truth, the cord of Hestia trembles, for you are not as you seem. Divine magic. The old gods are dead, yet their power compels us still. Who are you? Speak truly. I am the last son of a doomed planet, and I come to your world to hunt the man who lay waste to mine.
Okay, so
Phantom Stranger was actually Martian Manhunter.
yeah.
Nice twist, huh?
Yeah. Considering the medallion, now that we mentioned it, it's pretty much the same that he has, that Martian Manhunter also has.
Yep.
X that he wears.
Yep. Sheriff Kent, Lois Lane, Dating Planet. Having seen your handiwork with these ruffians earlier, I understand why folks around here call you the luckiest man alive. Well, I never have considered myself any such thing, Miss Lane. That is, until I met you. Fine manners, too. I understand a Wild West traveling show's opening tonight. Be such a gentleman, perhaps. Being such a gentleman, perhaps you might accompany me, Miss Lane. It would be my absolute pleasure. Got yourself a string in your step there, Clark. What can I say? It's a beautiful day. Best enjoy it while you can, lawman. Like it's not your last. Just about have my fill of these reproach. I swear. About which can you watch them tonight? About which can you watch them tonight? I promise to take Lana to the show. We've been courting a while now, and well, I figured it's past time I popped the question. Actually, Ross, I was going to suggest that myself. Then I best go get myself presentable. Thanks, Clark. You're the last of the good ones. That's what I hear. Dear Miss Lane, regretfully, I find duty compels me to decline your kind invitation. If folks come see the sheriff, traditionally, they'll come in through the front door. I hearken to an older tradition, much older. El Diablo, the infamous mesmerist. If you're here to beg clemency for your colleagues, I'm sorry to disappoint. For what it's worth, I'll be writing to the judge to plead they don't hang. No, you will release them. Yes, I will release them. Good boy. Now sit. Slipknot, tie him. No, that was Slipknot.
Ah.
I owe this man a bullet. Gunplay would bring the wrong kind of attention, Deadshot, while the good sheriff helped us with our inquiries. 33 years ago, a shooting star fell to the earth in these parts. You know of this, yes? Yes. Black Condor saw the Thunderbird make its nest on the plain, and from its egg, we ain't here for heathen fairy tales, you half-wit. The fallen star, where is it? We kept the secret all these years, as the town rose around us, and the bank, we hid it in the bank. Looks like we're back in business. Much obliged, Sheriff. We'll take it easy now. We'll see. You take it easy now. We'll see ourselves out. Showtime. Welcome, one and all, to Harley Quinn's Wildest of Wild West Extravaganza. We've got one hell of a show for you tonight, and I use the term advisedly. Those of you with a fearful disposition will rightfully quail at the sight of the killer Croc, dredged up from the depths of the Louisiana bayou, half man, half reptile. Louisiana South, not West. Strictly speaking, we're treading under false pretense here. Hush, you big lizard. I'm trying to warm up a crowd. Now put the fear to them. Roar! Best pray he don't break loose. Sticking with the lizard, and them, here's Copperhead. Cold-blooded and quick as a snake bite, cast out by the Apaches for his unnatural affinity for all things venomous. It's beneath me. Let's get it over with. Chink, 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 chink. Even the strongest willed among you will find yourself compelled by the hypnotic gaze of El Diablo, who I'm hoping will be joining us anytime hereabouts. But where I hear you ask are our most notorious renegade, the uncanny Deadshot, who can shoot the stingers off of a swarm of ordinary hornets, the irresistible Slipknot, trick rope extraordinaire. Sad to say, they're presently indisposed. But don't you fret none, because we got a special surprise to make it up for it. One you'll remember as long as you'll live. Take a peek under the bleachers. That's right, a bundle of dynamite for each and every one of you, all wired up and ready to blow. Now, don't y'all even think about attempting no heroic. Believe me, heroes die sooner than most. Come over to me, Jimmy. Miss Lane, what are you doing? What I can. I do love me a captive audience. See, I was born to this day. The Vaudeville limelight, that was my sun and moon. But some fellas figured that allowed them certain privileges. They stepped over the line. So I took steps of my own. One thing led to another, and, well, one minute you're the darling of Gotham, the next you're the darling of Arkham. But me and my psychiatrist, we worked things out. In fact, I left him with a big old smile all the way from here to here, which brings us to the audience participation part of the show. So, which one of you fine folks wants to tell me what happened to that old shooting star that fell in these parts? Funny you should ask, Harley. Back already, Mr. Scott? Figured you'd be joining the show. I find them an unsavory lot, in truth. No, I believe I'll take supper in my room, thank you. It's been a long and frustrating day. and I feel a need to be alone with my thoughts. And with you. Why did you bring me to this backport town? What is our purpose here? Speak, damn you! You first. One man had made it off the train alive. One man fool enough to advertise his enterprise. You're one of them, aren't you? Those mass assassins. What did you do to them? You can't have it. The ring is mine. It knows me. It chose me. Bunkum. It whispers to me in my dreams, shows me these things, awful things. I fear something terrible is about to be unleashed. Apologies for the hour. I'm guessing you'll be the night manager. I'm Harley Quinn, proprietor of the traveling show, and I'd like to make arrangements to securing your take-in. By which I mean, all you got. We'll take it. What in the hell is that? Some newfangled contraption, which frankly seems the kind of thing Luther likes to fret over. Well, don't just stand there gawping, you big lizard. Open it. Oh my. 3 flames. 3 times shall I flame, it said. Once to bring death, and it did. Once to bring life, and it did. Once to bring power, and it did nothing. Spare me the metaphysical theatrics. I know your story, Alan Scott. You've lived a life of lies. No more. You're right. No more. I'm sick and tired of being afraid all the time. I'm preparing to be something other than myself. I didn't choose this. It chose me. This is my truth. My duty. My sector. Well, that can't be good. At last. No, it has begun. I must depart while time remains. Take me with you. But in the name of God, in all honesty, I don't think it's St. Elmo's fire. And the enemy is here. Declare your attention, Scion of Krypton. And ladies, gentlemen, it's been a night of surprises all around. I'm sure you'll agree, but let's settle this. I'll take it from here. And that's where we end it.
Yeah, it's pretty much felt like a season finale.
Yep.
That ends on a cliffhanger.
So what did you think of it?
Well,
Earlier, a lot of questions. It does raise a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's also it kind of feels also like a screenplay that wanted to be adapted as a mini-series that was then turned into a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably is kind of hard to turn into that because...
Now, what do you think though about how again, it isn't about Batman, it's about expanding the world.
They could have just... Gotham by Gaslight was the Earth 20...
Well, let me double check.
3 was it? No, 22. Kingdom Come was 22. No, was it 19?
Hold on. It is Earth 9. This is Earth 19.
Okay. Yeah, Gotham by Gaslight is more recognizable than Tales from Earth 19.
Yep. But overall, but what do you think about the different handlings?
Well, it's
so far.
Set up, yeah, mostly it's set up so far and slow burn into a cliffhanger or yeah, it feels like a mini series.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably
it feels like the whole point of the book was done to expand this world finally.
Yes, it was. But it's still kind of. You can acknowledge that this is probably something that they also not maybe they hope so, but it's probably something that they also expect that they can adapt somewhere down the line.
Definitely, because that's why else would they be filling in so many characters?
At least by the time when they get to at least some live action TV rights for Batman to settle down, because those are still so
now,
messed.
What do you think about the artwork?
Well, it's tries to emulate somewhat well enough what it was in the let's say it works for the era.
And it's closer to Mignola than it was to Barreto.
Yeah.
We agree with that.
Yes.
Yep. What do you think about Batman just keeps getting knocked around?
Wonder if it's the show that this is not that all powerful plot armor Batman. This is this is very out of his element.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, good start so far, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for a season 1.
Yep. Which is fitting that we did it because the second League for Justice doesn't end until next week. As of this recording, I mean.
Yeah.
By that point, then we'll cover that one.
Okay.
So yeah, any other thoughts you want to give about it? Okay, here's the thing. Does this feel like a worthy expansion of Gotham by Gaslight, or do you think it should have been its own thing? That's the important question, isn't it?
Hard to say.
Very hard to say.
From the first 2, or if you count also the countdown issue, it's not very much, or maybe they are ignoring the countdown issue, or otherwise we would have Blue Beetle here too.
That's true. It seems like they're ignoring, and the only thing they're keeping is just the original and Master of the Future. What do you think about that?
Well, I wonder if it wasn't for those, keeping up with those, we could have Batman just existing, and maybe, but it also gives him some sort of backstory, and it also carries on with him with the relationship he started out with Yuli.
Yep, but I want to say this: it kind of needed to happen if you want to expand this world. You need to bring more of the DC heroes into it, and it was either you make it more fantastical or you make it more keep it grounded.
Well, it's a fine line that you can travel over. It's kind of it's a strange contrast you could have with if you have the world be grounded and the characters be fantastical.
Which is true. Now again, this whole Kryptonian Age is curious, isn't it? Yeah. So far we got the League of Assassins and Luthor as the villains.
Yeah.
Maybe more will show up, and maybe they'll shoehorn Darkseid into it for good measure.
Yeah, considering where the Darkseid status is at the moment, and with Darkseid mostly being busy having created the absolute universe, I wonder which part of or aspect of Darkseid is just otherwise busy here. Yep,
but until then, we'll see. Thank you for joining us on PCast. Thank you, everyone else. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
And may your happy kind.